Hi guys, today I'm going to break down some moves by your favorite artist, just to give you more ideas of what you can do at the next party. We're going to start with one of my favorites, Doja Cat. We know she moves pretty well. All right, the first two moves, I found that video of her dancing at like a concert. They look so good on her. We're going to do a little hip swinging motion. She makes it very smooth. All that happens here is you're going to swing the hip side to side, starting with pushing the hip to one side and then slowly lower down as you bring it up on the other side. And we want to do it very slowly. So you really like squeezing this move out, like don't rush. Take your time. Remember to keep the knees bent. If the legs are straight, the hips are not going to go anywhere. So we want to stay pretty low, not too low, you don't want to squat, but if we have the knees bent, it loosens up the hips, it allows them to move better, and focus on the U shape. We want the hip to create this little U shape from side to side. This is what is making the movement look so sexy. Then next, she's doing like a quicker version where it's less smooth, it's a little bit more sharp, and she's doing it much quicker. So we're going to go on every beat. Boom, 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 like that. How you do this movement, actually I'll show you two ways. One is a little bit better if you're more advanced, if you can isolate the hip. Imagine you have a string that's pulling on your hip and you just lift it on each side, just a little bit. Or if this is too difficult, if it's hard for you to swing the hips, start with the legs. The movement almost looks the same, but it's really your legs that are moving the hips. So if you bend one knee, when you keep the other leg straight, it will push the hip up. So you don't have to do it on your own. The leg will do it for you, but make sure that one knee is bent, one leg is perfectly straight. If it's bent as well, the hip is not going to pop anywhere. So we want to straighten it. And there you have it, her two moves. Slow, and then boom, 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 quicker. And then you can mix it up. All right, next movement that we're going to do is from Ariana Grande. She does it at a concert and it's very nice and simple. We're just going to lift the foot up. You're going to bring it up, switch to the other side, and then double it up. So think single, single, double, double, single, single, double, double. As she's lifting one foot, the hip will swing in the opposite direction. It's creating like a U shape, which is a movement that I taught before on my channel, but never with one leg up. So it might be a little bit challenging. You want to make sure the foot doesn't go up too far so that you can focus on the swing. And her swing is very subtle, so we don't want to exaggerate and make it very like noticeable, very big. Very small U shape, small swing side to side. Make sure that you're swinging in the opposite direction. So let's say if your right foot goes up, you're going to swing the hip to the left. We can't really go in the direction of the foot that's lifted, so always go away from the foot that's up in the air. Let's try it slowly. We have single, single, double, double. So we have two swings on the last one. And again, single, single, double, double, single, single, double, double. A little tip here, make sure you first practice this one without the music because she does it to a pretty fast song. Practice that movement slow first so you can get the motions together. There is a little bit of coordination required in this one. And only when you have the movement, when you have the proper form, then try to speed up, try to match it to the song, to the beat. Another thing that will help you, maybe if you feel that it's hard to move the hips, to swing the hips, instead of the hips, you can use the torso. You can kind of just adjust the way you're facing. And this way, it still makes the movement look smooth, but you don't have to have too much of the hip motion involved. With a twist, it will look something like this. You twist towards the foot that you're lifting, and this is the final version. This next move we're going to do is from SZA, and I love how she did it in the concert. Very nice and simple, very effortless, something you can do when you want to travel on the dance floor when you have space. We're going to start with small step forward, and then you touch the toes right next to the foot, and then you switch feet. So now this one will go forward, and then you take a step. So she's walking around with this one. She's like moving across the stage. We're not going to go far because we might not have enough space on the dance floor. So take very small steps. The first step, we're going to just put the foot down in front, and then the other foot, you're just going to bring the foot close to the standing leg. Heel is lifted. And as you're doing it, push the hip out to the side. So again, it looks like this. Step, push. Kind of swinging the hips, and this is making that movement more smoother, you know, sexy, not just like you're walking. We don't want that. So again, we have step, push the hip and bring the foot down. Now the foot that has the heel up, that's the foot you step with next. Step, and then you pop the other hip out. So all together it looks like this. Step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch. And it's perfectly okay to do this movement in place. We can kind of adapt it to a crowded dance floor. You would just, instead of moving forward, you'll put the foot straight down, and the tap is the same. Step, push, step, push. It's not like a show-off move. It's a good move to groove with. Something that you can do if you want to blend in with others on the dance floor, works really well. Let me show you from the side. If in case you want to walk forward, you're gonna go step, push, step, push. Very small. When you do this one, let the torso do whatever it wants to do. Do not keep it tense, do not keep it facing forward. If it wants to swing side to side, let it. You can bring the torso down to the side like that, as long as it's not very, you know, in place. We don't want it to look rigid. And one more tip for this one, arms. You can do whatever you want with them. Like, we can adapt other arm movements that maybe you know from my channel. I taught a lot of different options before. I think at one point she has like arms up, so you can do it like that as well. But maybe you don't want to bring attention to yourself when you're at a party, then just keep the arms loosely bent by your sides, maybe do a little snap here and there, but the focus is still on the feet and the hips. This is where we want the focus to be on. For this last movement, I'm going to use something that I saw on Taylor Swift. Again, a perfect move to groove with. Not a showy, you know, exaggerated move that's out there, but perfect for blending in. We're going to start with feet close. You're going to, on every beat, straighten the legs. So we have a little bounce going on, just like that, nothing too technical. Straight, straight, straight. And then what happens here, as we're bringing the knees back, the arms will slowly go up, and I want you to stop behind your ears, weird position, and then just move the torso a little bit with it. So you can twist side to side, nothing too technical. So again, don't make it too like robotic, but let's see if we can move the torso so it faces different angles, like different corners, instead of just being here, because this honestly doesn't look right. We're not looking very groovy. So see if you can experiment with the torso. She does her own thing. It's not a, you know, it's not a part of choreography. It's not from her routine. It's just her grooving, vibing to the music. So you can make it your own. And if you know how to do all of that, let's add something a little extra on top. You're going to, every time that the knees go back, you're going to push the chest out. So we're going to include a bit of a chest isolation. It looks like this, out, come back in when you're bending the knees, and then again, just give it a little push. Not all the way out, just to the point where it's still comfortable, but visible. And then when we put it all together, we have the knees going back, we have the torso twisting, we have the chest out, and hands up. And just have fun with this one. See how you can make it look, like experiment with it. there you have it, guys. Let me know whose moves I should copy and steal a little bit next. There's so many artists that are good dancers, so let me know in the comments who do you like, who should I do next, and I'll be sure to have some new moves for you guys.